In this ever-changing world, each of us faces the challenge of determining our self-worth. We live in a society where, at times, the environment around us and the people in it can significantly impact how we perceive ourselves. Unfortunately, many of us fail to recognize our true value, and instead, we lower ourselves simply because the environment or others around us do not appreciate it. This is especially evident in the world of art, where talented artists sometimes sell their works at incredibly low prices because they don't believe their work is worth more. A particularly striking story I want to share with you is about my artist friend, a talented woman who did not recognize her true worth and the value of the work she produced. Not long ago, I had the opportunity to meet a dear friend of mine. She is a brilliant artist, but unfortunately, she doesn't recognize the value of the paintings she creates. One day, I visited her and saw a painting she had been working on for 9 months. I was really impressed by the painting. Every detail was carefully thought out, the colors were harmonious, and the story the painting told really touched me. When I asked her about the price of the painting, she replied, "It's only 11,000. I was shocked and asked, "How long did it take you to finish this piece?" She answered, 9 months. At that moment, I couldn't understand why such a beautiful work of art was being sold for a price so much lower than what it was worth. This painting should have been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just a fraction of that price. I asked her why she sold it for such a low price, and she explained that because of the environment around her, she felt it was the only price people could afford. She believed that if she asked for more, no one would be able to buy it because that was the price the market could handle. I completely disagreed with her. Yes, the environment can have an influence, but that doesn't mean we should lower our value just because others fail to recognize it. Her story is a clear example of how we can lose sight of our own value if we don't recognize it ourselves. Our value doesn't depend on whether the environment around us can recognize it. In fact, we are the ones who decide our worth, and that has to come from within, as I told her. If the environment can't afford your work, then change the environment. Never lower your value to fit in. Her painting, no matter where it is, deserves to be priced much higher than what she was asking. And truly, I believe she could sell it for much more if she realized her own worth and the value of her creations. Confidence and acknowledging your value. Her story serves as a reminder that many of us are undervaluing ourselves simply because we don't recognize our own worth. We live in a world where it's easy to accept what others say about us, but the key point is that we are not the ones being valued by others. We are the ones who decide our value. As I told her, you should never compromise your worth to fit in with your surroundings. A work of art like hers is priceless and should be recognized as such. When we truly realize our worth, we stop seeking validation from others. It's not just in art or work that we need to recognize our worth. It's also essential in our relationships. Have you ever felt hurt because someone didn't treat you well, or felt like you didn't deserve love or respect? Sometimes we lower ourselves to please others, thinking we don't deserve better. Confidence and setting boundaries in relationships. I've met many people, especially women, who feel they don't deserve to be loved and respected. They settle for unhealthy relationships just because they fear they won't find anyone better. But this mindset is flawed. We must recognize that we deserve love and respect. And if someone does not treat us well, we have the right to walk away and find a relationship that truly values us. Overcoming insecurity and negative opinions from others. When I first started my journey on social media, I faced a lot of negative opinions from others. They said I couldn't make it, that I was just ordinary and not special. But I didn't let their opinions affect me. I knew my value, and I knew that I could achieve anything I set my mind to. The key is to have unwavering self-belief and not be influenced by others' criticisms. We also need to understand that life is constantly changing and evolving. We cannot hold on to relationships or jobs just because they were once good. As we grow, we need to seek out new opportunities and environments that allow us to evolve. Sometimes, this can be painful when we have to let go of old relationships or jobs, but it's a part of growing and becoming a better version of ourselves. Don't let your environment lower your value. Finally, I want to emphasize that you should always recognize and protect your value. No matter what environment you're in or what challenges you face, never lower your value. Be confident in yourself, and when you do that, others will begin to respect and recognize your worth.